If you were unlucky enough to have watched Fox News during this election at all, you would know about the Hunter Biden laptop scandal. Yes, that scandal that was supposed to completely rock the political world, the October surprise that's going to knock Biden down and allow for Donald Trump to win a second term. And I guess if you ask some Republicans, that's exactly what happened because they don't believe in the reality that Joe Biden actually got more not only votes but electoral votes. But again, that's in their world of alternative facts, and we actually live in the real world. So that said, in the days after the New York Post published this story that was allegedly, full of emails from Hunter Biden's supposed laptop, Fox News at first was kind of standoffish, a little bit. They weren't going to cut, they weren't going to talk about this. They weren't going to talk about the story. They're just like, oh, maybe, I don't know. I don't really like this. And then as soon as the president started talking about it, oh, here we go. They jumped all in it. The result is you had about 2 full weeks before the election. This is between October 19th and October 30th, having a field day with this. For example, Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, and Laura Ingraham ran nonstop segments pushing the Hunter Biden, Joe Biden corruption story in about 28 of 30 of their shows. They sometimes even dedicated multiple segments in 1 hour into covering that one story. I mean, they were just obsessed with the laptop, obsessed with the Hunter Biden emails, which, of course, probably was there to kind of like recreate the so-called magic of the Hillary Clinton emails. So, in total, and the numbers here are insane, roughly a quarter of Fox News' airtime between 8 and 11, 351 minutes, or just under six full hours, was dedicated to this story, to the Biden laptop. Other than general campaign updates, this story was the most dominant through line on the network's primetime coverage. They spent a lot of time on this, a ton of time. And it was supposed to be the biggest scandal in the world. How could you not devote so much time to it? In fact, you had guest David Marcus telling Laura Ingraham back on October 21st, this scandal's not going anywhere. This scandal is very serious. Serious people saying very serious things. Hannity said, it's a public corruption scandal that is growing by the hour and unraveling before our very eyes. Tucker Carlson on October 27th said, it's a legitimate story. You're looking at a real threat to our democracy. You are watching it unfold. We are seeing it firsthand. And speaking of Tucker Carlson, by the way, no host in Fox News Primetime went all in as much as Tucker Carlson. I mean, he spent a total of 190 minutes talking about the different aspects of the story, breaking it all down, followed by Sean Hannity with 108 minutes and Laura Ingraham with 53. Yeah. So he even suggested, by the way, this is on October, his entire October 27th show was about interviewing Tony Bobulinski. So, look, he even suggested that there was a vast conspiracy involving the Postal Service. In fact, here's some of that.
But the Biden documents never arrived in Los Angeles. Tuesday morning, we received word from the shipping company that our package had been opened and the contents were missing. The documents had disappeared. Now, to its credit, the company took this very seriously and immediately began a search. They traced the envelope from the moment our producers dropped it off in Manhattan on Monday all the way to 3:44 a.m. yesterday morning. That's when an employee at a sorting facility in another state noticed that our package was open and empty. Apparently, it had been opened. So the company's security team interviewed every one of its employees who touched the envelope we sent. They searched the plane and the trucks that carried it. They went through the office in New York where our producer dropped that package off. They combed the entire cavernous sorting facility. They used pictures of what we had sent so that searchers would know what to look for. They went far and beyond, but they found nothing. Those documents have vanished. As of tonight, the company has no idea and no working theory even about what happened to this trove of materials, documents that are directly relevant to the presidential campaign just 6 days from now. We spoke to executives at that company a few hours ago. They seemed baffled and deeply bothered by this, and so are we.
I think it was the next day or the day after they found the supposed trove of documents. Interestingly enough, not long after that, after they found it, not only did they not have a bombshell, but Tucker Carlson is like, I think we should leave Hunter Biden alone. And they never talked about this again. But you know what? When he interviewed Bob Alinsky, he got a ton of viewers. I mean, tons and tons, millions of views. One of the most watched cable events, at least on Fox News. Okay. And so, but it came out to be an absolute nothing burger. Nothing. Ridiculous. And so let me show you, I want to show you a chart here of what happened after the election. Okay. So election day comes and, you know, they're talking about this nonstop. And then afterwards, well, take a look. Whoops. Yeah. In the 2 weeks from Thursday, November 5th through November 19th, as you can see, Fox News primetime host said those words, Hunter Biden, laptop, threat to democracy, about 12 times. 12. In what was less than 10 minutes of discussion about what they had previously considered to be one of the biggest threats to democracy across nearly 25 hours of airtime. Do you see that? Tucker Carlson, that's the most interesting one, right? Because that's 42% of his airtime, 190 minutes down to 0.2%. He actually had the biggest drop off. You know what this is? It's a caravan all over again. You guys remember the caravan, right? I mean, the caravan of migrants that was supposed to come in and, oh, they're such a big threat. Even, ISIS apparently was part of the caravan. What happened to the caravan? Nothing. Election day came and they stopped talking about the caravan. So, look, this is ridiculous. Okay. And I think the biggest driver here is Donald Trump. Donald Trump stopped talking about the caravan, right? You also had Donald Trump stop talking about the Hunter Biden stuff. Now he's moved on, of course, to I actually won the election, which he didn't. But that's what's going on. It's almost as if Donald Trump is driving Fox News coverage while simultaneously consuming and regurgitating Fox News coverage. Just like he's always done, basically. It's almost like an Ouroboros, or I would like to liken it to a human centipede. But which one is the one in the front? That's really important. That's an important question. I'll ask them the hard questions here. But seriously, though, the reason that this came to nothing is because there was nothing involved. This was nothing. This was another conspiracy theory. This is more bullshit. This is another gotcha, which was dropped as soon as the election was over. It was never anything more than an attempt to rile up their base, to get massive viewership numbers, of course, from MAGA chuds that are essentially going to get high on copium. And that's what it is. And now, of course, their new cope is voter fraud, which, like this, is basically nothing. But they're going to trot it out. I'm not going to be surprised that as soon as Biden starts getting into power, a little after a while, they'll start bringing up investigations into Hunter Biden's laptop, just like they did with Benghazi, just like they were going to do with Hillary Clinton's emails, just like they're going to do with basically anything because they are not interested in facts at all. They're certainly not interested in policy discussions. Whoa, policy, whoa, never going to talk about that. No, we're going to talk about this because it riles at the base. It helps feed the addiction to conspiracies that the right wing has, because they don't have anything else. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.